Alright, today I'm going to show you how to replace the landing gear and the tail boom for the Heli-Max Axe 100 CP. Now this is a little bit complex as the tail has some wiring that kind of winds through all the other electronics, but I'll guide you through it. First you want to take off the tail prop because the new replacement boom does not come with that, so you want to keep that. Take off the canopy, and so you'll see that the tail has a little copper wire coming out of it that goes down under the servos. Actually, let me get the landing gear out of here too. As you can see, I've broken my landing gear. I've already removed the screws. There's just 6 screws. And take those out and it pops right off. It's got the battery holder on it as well. So throw that to the side. Alright, so back to the tail. You're going to have to remove the body pin bar here, which then allows the servos to come out of their place, which then will allow you to get the wire and the plug out through the body. So I've already removed the screw in this. There's one screw just right in the center there. And once you've taken that out, you should be able to just kind of pop this out. The servos have little notches on the top of them that plug into, you can see there's a couple slits there in the top of the bar here. So you kind of have to lift up off the servos and pull back on it to kind of get it out of place. There, I just popped it out. And so keep that, you want to throw that to the side. So now you've got access to the servos. So I'm still plugged in. This is the tail boom, plugs into the second plug here. So let's go ahead and unplug that. Okay, so now my plug is unplugged, and you'll see that the wire kind of, there's a bar here that's holding down all the wires to keep them out of the way of the servo. So you want to pull the wire out from under that as you kind of work the plug back. Okay, so now my wire is free, but you can see it's stuck under the servos. So you need to kind of, again, the servos have these 2 notches coming out of them on the bottom that go into slots on the body here. So you have to kind of lift the servo up off of that slot. And remember, it's still connected to the swivel there, or the swash plate, sorry. And so now you can pull the wire out from under that servo. And then to remove your old boom, you just pull it out. But this is my replacement. I've already put it in, so I don't want to pull it out again. But when you put it in, just make sure that the wires are coming back. There's a little notch in the top of the hole there to make room for the wire. So you just want to have the wire pulled back, plug the new boom in, and then just kind of do the reverse of what I just showed you. You need to feed the wire under the servo, and then back thread it behind the motor, and now you're up to where you can plug it in. So go ahead and plug it in. Let's see, we've got red on the right, or red on the left, black on the right, just like the plug next to it. Get the antenna out of the way. So we'll just plug that into place there. Snap it in. Make sure it's good and snug. Alright, and then again, remember you've got to put the wires back under this peg so that they don't get in the way of anything. So just kind of push them up under there. And then now we need to put the servo back into place. So we want to make sure our wire's tucked in out of the way, and then you can see this peg on the bottom of the servo needs to go into the slot on the bottom of the frame. Just kind of snap it into place and make sure your wires again are all where they should be. And now we need to get this body peg bar back, and you'll see there's one side there, the hole is not concave, and one side it is. It's got a little divot out of it. That is the front side. That's what we want facing us. And so now you just got to work those servo knobs on into the slot in this peg again. Just kind of plug them into place and make sure the bar is snug into the frame. Work it all together there, and now that's all set. And so now I'm just going to put my screw back in here, so let me go ahead and do that. Okay, so now I've got my screw back in to the center there. Again, make sure all your wires come down the side, and there's a little gap in there that you want to make sure the wires fit in so that your servos sit nice and flush. And again, make sure your wires are tapped or tugged underneath that little tab there, and make sure you're plugged in, and you're all set. Put your tail prop back on. It's just a matter of pushing it into place. Alright, so now the tail is fixed. And the landing gear is really straightforward. The new gear comes with screws, so don't worry if you lost any of the 6 tiny screws that it needs. It comes with new ones. So again, the battery goes underneath the board up here in the front, and it kind of plugs into place and snaps in a little bit, so you can kind of get it nice and lined up first. And then you're just going to put 6 screws in these spots here and then up in the front. So let me go ahead and do that. Alright, and now the landing gear is screwed back on. A little tip that I came up with while I was doing that, I noticed it was easier for me to get these screws started into the landing gear before connecting it to the helicopter, and that way they were already in place as I put the landing gear on, and then I just tighten them up. So that made it a little bit easier. And then don't forget the 2 in the front as well. So now we're all fixed. New tail, put the prop back on, new landing gear, put your canopy back in place, and you're ready to fly. Alright, well thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.